I heard that Kurt Cobain tried to contact you before he died about working with you.
That's what we heard. But yeah.
You think he tried? Did he use your art without asking you?
It was perhaps a friendly myth that when I reached out to the people, because we were working on this project, the In Utero thing, and well, Kurt will give you a call when he comes into town next time, to New York, and so I was anticipating meeting him,
but he is the only musician whose cover you've worked on or been part of that didn't.
Yeah.
But that's a testament to how young and completely unknown you were at the time, and also to Kurt, who was so, forward-thinking as to know your work and to actually have seen it and wanted it. I mean,
he discovered you before you were really. Big.
Alex has always had a grain of notoriety, even when he was in high school. He was known in his high school. That's what Alex has done. But at that time, it wasn't widespread, and he was in the know on the art scene and knew your work. But we never got to meet him.
Full credit to him for discovering you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did he use his work without asking you, or he did?
No. They paid for it.
They paid for it, and they were,
What I wanted to ask you is, when you're in your studio and you're working on a painting, where is your mind? Because obviously you have to have the vision to put the painting on there, but where is your mind? Are you in the studio when you're painting, or are you like hallucinating sort of visual fields?
Very rarely are you that far out, because you'd be useless in the studio. Except that you might get an insight that will lead you in a whole new direction in your work, and so that's the importance of flying high occasionally. And being in the studio is just I change the music. Sometimes we listen to wisdom teachings. Sometimes we just have a conversation or quiet. And a lot of times we listen to music. I love to listen to classical music. Once on Beethoven's birthday, I listened to all 9 symphonies in a row, and it was wonderful.
Me and my friend did that with Tool. We listened to every album from start to finish.
Nice. We do that a lot too.
That's great. Well, that's
in the office they do that.
Yeah.
They have the whole thing
I've done that
on the sound system.
Yeah, with Tool. They're amazing.
Going back to something that you just mentioned before, I was reading in the Mission of Art again about something you did when you took some photos of a fetus, and then you woke up one night hallucinating a distorted fetus and these evil voices, telling them to come with you.
Yeah.
I would like to tell you, can you tell me, explain the voices to me?
Can I explain the voices?
Or, what they sounded like.
Well, they were a projection of, I would say, fear and anguish, hatred and fury and power and those negative emotions each were a different voice. And when it spoke, it said the same thing, but they were in different pitches that were all would make you very anxious to hear.
And they demanded that you go with them.
Basically,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Which would mean incorporating fear into your life.
More fear.
And do you see that?
Which seemed at a pretty high rate at that time.
And do you see that experience as you letting go of fear, symbolically, with your art?
Actually not. I saw it as a real confrontation. I saw it as something that was calling forth from me a counterforce for the time, a shield against the beast that was haunting me, and which I would continue to prod in my kind of stupid exploration of the shadow.
My next question was do you feel as though all the experiments you did back at medical school kind of somehow drew attention to you from some force or the spirits or something like that when you were doing the, say for example, the cadaver pieces and the inner ear piece, stuff like that? Do you feel as though that those were something that made the art spirit attracted to you, perhaps, for a reason?
I wonder. I often wonder about that because I think that it was an area that deepened and darkened my path as an artist, and maybe put me a little outside of the norm to such an extent that that I'd be like an undigestible bit in the stomach of contemporary art. And
that's a good thing, right?
So
I love that.
It's kind of like, there's a mystical portal, I think I'll poop it out, oh God, I don't even want to go there, okay? Like, how much should we pay for this contemporary art, and how much will it be worth next year?
I don't. What's wrong with that?
Of course, I know it's like pork bellies.
I want people to do that with your work. I want people to say, when I purchase an Allyson Grey, like one day this is going to be like I'm going to pass it on to my heirs. I want that for my own work, or any artist would really. You want to have work that is not fast art, but deep and meaningful, and something that you really care about, that you want to pass along to other people and share with other people. That is the value of art, and whatever the community is, who cares? You know what I mean? The community, this community loves art, and we value great art. And it's rare, and it's special, and it's extraordinary, and it should be, because that's what good is: rare, special, and extraordinary.